Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods Podcast, episode 91. Two?
Close.
I wasn't here last week.
Yeah.
It's 91 for me. Anyways, today, joining me, Daniel Navaroli.
Hello. Welcome. Hey, you're clapping for me?
Yeah,
Yay, I get a clap. I never get a clap. I
Came
never
in.
get a clap.
Well, today you do, Dan. Today you do.
Okay. Thank you.
Daniel, how you doing?
Yeah. I'm good. How you doing? I know that Sims is dying or something. No,
Sims
I'm
is
just kidding.
trapped in a cave again? Something like that? I
Oh,
don't know what
God.
we want to make up this time.
I don't know.
Coal mine, 6 kids. He's a busy man.
Wait a second. There was a new Spider-Man trailer. Sims isn't here. Is Sims Spider-Man?
To be fair, I've never seen Spider-Man and Sims in the same room before.
I haven't either.
we never know.
He might be Spider-Man.
Daniel, I feel like I haven't
Yes.
been on the show in forever. It feels like it's been like a month.
I mean, it's been a week.
What did I do? I put out 2 MMA shows, which you can go catch right now over at youtube.com/Nerdic Gods.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the MMA world at all?
Yeah, it's been
Over
busy
there,
for
watch that.
the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, been very busy, very busy. How you been though? Playing a lot of games?
I try to, yeah. Trying to play a lot of games.
Yeah.
A lot of games coming out, so
Yeah.
there's a lot to play.
Busy time of year right now, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I want to continue my energy drinks today, Daniel. I don't have another Halo one because I figure I'll start again with the Halo ones next week, and then we'll have 4 more. And
Oh, for the event next week.
Well, that I didn't even think of that, but it'll lead right into the launch of Halo Infinite then. And the last week will be the day Halo Infinite will come out. It'll be the last one. Yeah. But today I got one that's a specially requested one by Sims. I think Sims wanted me to get this one. He's not here. It's the Sonic G Fuel. Whatever the fuck.
G Fuel.
Yeah. Well,
What
I had to
flavor
crash
G-Fuel?
G Fuel the other day.
Yeah.
You know, it's
What flavor G Fuel is that?
Peach rings.
I like peach flavored stuff. It's
Do
one
you?
of my favorite
Really?
flavors. Yeah.
I'm not a big peach fan myself.
I like peach tea.
Ooh.
That was a
You
good
hear
crack.
You hear
I heard that
Okay,
one.
Good.
That was good.
You know, it's pretty good.
Pretty good. I
That's
like
pretty good.
peach flavored stuff.
You know, you might be right. You might be on something there. Peach flavored stuff ain't bad.
Yeah.
Give it a 7.24.
Ooh, is that the highest score so far?
That's the highest one so far. Huh?
Nice.
Sonic
nice.
King of the Hill right now.
You feel fast?
I just thought when he turns gold, you know, when Sonic goes like fucking Super Saiyan.
It's like Super Saiyan Sonic, yeah.
That's what happens to me. Anyway, Daniel.
Yes.
Been another busy week in the world.
Pretty
of
busy,
video
yeah.
games.
And things just dropped today. Well, I think we can kind of mention them after this first story.
Sure, yeah. Got some interesting stuff. You know, a little Fallout 5 news. You know, some Arcane Studio news. Little Fight Night news. We're gonna get into all this.
Yeah.
Right now, starting with in an interview with IGN, Todd Howard said Bethesda has an idea in mind for Fallout 5. I believe he specifically said he has a one-pager for Fallout 5.
Okay.
Which
So, like,
I'm
rough.
not sure what that means exactly, but
Maybe a rough estimate, maybe where it is,
Yeah.
things like that.
yeah, probably like location. I'd imagine that'd be the biggest thing for me, which I would want to hear. I wish he would just say that. You know, I don't care if this game isn't coming out for another 10 years. Just tell me where it's gonna be.
Yeah, so it's probably after. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know 10, but I mean they generally work like
It's-
every 4 years.
It's gonna be
so
a while. 5 years.
Yeah. Every 4 to 5
so
years.
if you were to
yeah.
talk about like when this game might actually come out, I mean, he was not like being optimistic about Elder Scrolls coming out anytime soon. You know, like I watched this whole interview and he was pretty much saying like it's gonna be about as long as you'd expect. You know, if you look at our game output, you know, it's gonna be along that timeline. Yeah, it's gonna be another 5 years after Starfield. Is pretty much what I took it as. So we're looking at like
2027.
Yeah, 2027, 2026-ish for that. You know, I'd imagine maybe they could do it in 4. You know, I mean, they did make Skyrim only 3 years after Fallout 3. So, you know, with this new engine, hopefully that helped them out a lot. And then they get to know it really well because they are making a new engine for Starfield. And then they'll make that in Elder Scrolls 6 as well. So hopefully they just get really used to that engine while making Starfield, and then it'll be a little bit easier for them to transition over into Elder Scrolls 6. Plus they'll learn the console very well, right? Because Starfield is only coming out for Xbox Series X and S, and well, obviously PC too. But hopefully that just lets them get really acquainted with the console and
They'll have
making
2
games on
games
there and
before
stuff.
Fallout.
Yeah, and what's cool about the lineup too for Elder Scrolls 6 will now be it'll be like an end of generation game, you know, which are always the best, right? We saw that with gen, like Last
Yeah,
of Us 2 and stuff
2020.
like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's when developers get time with these machines and really learn how to make games for it, and we always see the better games come towards the end of the generation. That'll line up well for Elder Scrolls 6, but Fallout 5, yeah, I would guess you're looking at like 2030. It's just crazy to think about. Which,
Yeah,
you know what
probably.
I mean? It's like,
You have to think that is a lot of games.
yeah, certainly.
In this gen, right?
And also, I don't think that IP will just be silent until 2030.
Because guess what? They got 3 other Fallout developers.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 3, I'm sorry, total Fallout developers in this. They have the original in
Exile.
In Exile, they have Obsidian.
Obsidian, yep.
New Vegas, and then they have Bethesda Studios.
Yeah, I don't know I don't think Obsidian would have time. You know, maybe they would before 2030.
I'm just throwing
that
out
I'm
there,
sure. Yeah, that certainly would be an option, right? And he even mentioned how much he likes Obsidian in this interview. So I think they'd probably be open to letting someone else get the IP again.
They're making like 4 games right now. So.
Yeah, so Obsidian, right, a bit busy right now, making a lot. In Exile, though, I think there was a rumor that they were hiring for a first-person shooter, right?
No, I think the rumor was a first-person RPG, but I think it was like a new IP first-person.
Was it
RPG? So like this is supposed to be a very big RPG for them. I think
certainly, though, under this Xbox umbrella, there's so many studios now. I don't think Fallout is gonna sit silent. Plus, there's that Amazon TV show being made. They're gonna want a game at some point before 2030. I can pretty much guarantee.
Fallout Shelter 2.
I'm down with that. I actually really like Fallout Shelter.
A lot of people really like that game. So, so as a more of a Fallout fan than me, like that is definitely a blind spot for me. I haven't played a ton of Bethesda games. Where do you think it could be located?
Ooh,
so we got DC,
you got
Boston.
DC, Boston. The dream here, New York, Manhattan. That's what I want.
Is that
for Fallout
big
5.
in the lore?
So in the lore, I'm pretty sure New York is like a giant crater. I'm pretty sure that's the lore.
Or
like
a nuke landed?
Yeah, like a nuke landed there and there's like nothing there anymore, I'm pretty sure. But maybe you could write around that. I don't know. Maybe it's like a secret society there or some shit. I don't fucking know. But
is there any other big cities in
that
lore?
was always what I thought, is like Fallout 5, New York, Manhattan. That'd be badass.
Yeah.
What was your question for that?
Is there any other big cities in the lore?
There's a ton. Pretty much every major city in the U.S. is
you
in there somewhere.
Hear about?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the entire Fallout lore, so I can tell you about everything. But I know West Coast is like that's kind of been dealt with a lot in Fallout 1 and 2. So I don't know if they. Yeah. It always seemed like once Bethesda Game Studios took over the Fallout franchise that they wanted to stick more to East Coast because that's where they're located too. So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where else you'd go. Like Chicago would be cool, stuff like that. I don't know. Major cities. I know they really like stuff with U.S. history, right? So I don't, whatever you can think of from there.
They've stuck in the 13 colonies so far.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I don't know. Maybe multiple cities too, stuff like that. I mean, this is gonna be a long time from now, so who knows what technology is going to be like and how big this world could be. You could have multiple maps, stuff like that. Who knows?
In somewhere else in Virginia, there's a lot of big cities in the 13 colonies.
I know it really wouldn't stick with the Fallout theme too much, but I would love if they got outside the U.S.,
Ooh, yeah. See what
like China's like, Russia, stuff like that. That'd be cool. Australia.
Just Europe.
There's so much stuff they could do with Fallout that I can't wait to see it. I love Fallout. It's one of my favorite franchises. So
yeah, and I want to listen to this unfiltered episode. I always love the unfiltered.
Yeah, it was really good. Ryan McCaffrey hosted it or did the interview. It was just a sit down with him and Todd Howard. So it was like 40 minutes long. Very good.
Yeah, his unfiltered stuff's fun.
Yeah, we should mention too. Today is Skyrim's 10th anniversary.
Very
excited.
It's the Grand Theft Auto games. Out today as well.
Yep, the GTA Definitive Edition comes out today. Big day. All right. Anything else you guys say on Fallout?
No, I'm excited to see what Fallout 5 could even be.
Yeah. Gonna be a while, but looking forward to it. Next up, where are we going here?
You want to just talk about the other stuff that happened today, real quick?
Sure.
I haven't watched it, but they I guess showed off the first trailer for Spider-Man in Avengers. The exclusive character.
The exclusive PlayStation character, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I can't believe he ended up being the exclusive character, and it's not the Spider-Man from the Insomniac games.
I mean, did you really think it would be?
Initially, when they first announced it, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, they announced it as a PlayStation exclusive. It must only be a PlayStation exclusive because they're bringing over the Insomniac one. I don't know. I guess because of the MCU, I'm just so like, oh, all of this is going to connect at some point, build up, you know? But I guess everyone's just making their own games, which I probably should have expected, but...
Yeah. I mean, they to be fair, they hinted at things in Spider-Man with, like, Avengers and stuff, so it makes sense
the
that...
fucking towers there.
Yeah, and he has the line of, like, oh, he thinks the Avengers are on the West Coast right now, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, that, and the beginning of the game takes place in San Francisco.
I could have seen it, but it's probably good on Insomniac that never happened. You know, with how badly this game turned out.
Yeah, I want to go watch the trailer. I want to know who that voice actor is, because that's going to be a big...
Isn't it the same guy?
I don't think it's Yuri.
No?
I don't think it's Yuri. That'd be weird. That wouldn't make any sense.
He does Spider-Man in, like, a cartoon, though, too, and, like, other things. So, like, I feel like he's just the Spider-Man guy that you go to if you need a voice actor for, you know, an animated
I think they
Spider-Man.
have to go different.
Yeah, maybe. I worry how that's gonna play, you know, in the Avengers, because, like, comparing it to the Insomniac Spider-Man games, that's a tough task. And I feel like that's immediately what you do.
Half the audience isn't going to play it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not on Xbox, and is it on PC?
It's probably not even on PC either.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I'm sure Sims would be excited, but you know.
Honestly, I wonder how much content there actually is. If it's just a character and, like, one mission.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It's supposed to be a hero mission or whatever that they.
Have you played any of these DLCs?
No, see, I've uninstalled it. I haven't played either Hawkeyes or Black Panther. I haven't done any of that.
If Sims was here, you could tell us how, like, lengthy these are, but yeah, I
don't. Well, those seemed way more lengthier. I have to watch the trailer to see how lengthy it is. I mean, it's coming out very soon. It's coming out in less than 10 days.
It does feel like they had to rush this out, right? Because they've barely been hyping it up. Like, we just got our first trailer for it today, right? And it comes out in, 15 days, something like that?
Or yeah, is it the 30th or is it the 20th?
It's the 30th, November 30th.
It's the 30th?
Yeah, I just read that.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, there's still some time, but they definitely need to show. Hopefully, they show a good amount of gameplay there because they need to.
Definitely.
And then the other thing is there's a bunch of just Halo stuff that just came out. So there's a lot of campaign talk and
finally getting some good campaign stuff.
Yeah, I saw like 10 minutes of like a little bit of footage. I saw a little bit of one of the boss fights where they were fighting one of the brutes that has like a name over his head with a little bar. He's got like a little shield on it as well. He has like this typical like pound that brute like jump pound thing.
This is like the main brute, the main antagonist, it seems, right, of the game. No, this is
no,
just a
not
random
this
brute.
fight. This was just like one of those. If you remember in that other.
Oh, you're talking about a fight. Sorry, I thought you were talking about that picture.
No. This was actual footage, and it was just of like one of those guys you go into maybe an outpost or whatever that was. He had like a name over his head, and it seemed like he was pretty tough. It's always going to depend on your difficulty though. But I'm curious to watch some of this footage. Game Informer's doing their cover story on it this month.
Where's your hype levels at for Halo? Are you excited? Or like,
I mean, I'm always excited for Halo.
All right.
Yeah, about a month. So very excited. I don't need to see a lot because I was already excited. It's Halo. I will play it.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been wanting more campaign stuff, but now that we're only a month out, I'm just like kind of like, I don't really need to watch anything, you know?
Yeah. Maybe watch something, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna see something here and there, no matter what. So it doesn't matter. But yeah,
if you don't want to,
now only being like 3 weeks out, I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah, if you don't want to like watch something, Miranda Sanchez has an article of like her preview stuff. So if you just want to like skim through, read a little bit, instead of watching something.
That's cool. Big Miranda fan.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Dinga Bakaba.
Yeah, just do it a little quicker.
Sure. Bakaba.
There you go. Dinga Bakaba.
The game director for Deathloop is now the new studio head for Arkane Lyon.
We didn't. Lyon. I'm actually happy you even pronounced it correctly.
Lyon.
Yeah. So we didn't cover it. Yeah, I've taken a little French. I took one class.
Really?
Yeah.
Speak some French for me, Dan.
I can't. It was in high school. We didn't talk about it on the show, but the right around, I think right before Deathloop came out, the head had left. I forget what
Yeah.
his name was.
No, I
We
know
didn't
what you're
talk
talking
about it
about. Yeah.
here.
Did he go
And
to a
then
new studio, or do we know what's up with him?
he might have. I think he might be doing his own thing.
Okay.
I
So
didn't. I
Arkane
don't think he's
Lyon
like
is that's the Deathloop studio, right? I wasn't sure if
yes,
this was like the Prey
the
studio.
Austin studio.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Good to
Yeah,
know.
no, they're probably working on like some other.
They're working
They're
on
probably
Redfall,
doing.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was gonna say they were working on something, but I couldn't think of Redfall. That's right. Yeah, so he is now the head. It's really good for him. I mean, he
Yeah, good choice.
put out a
I'm
great
sure he
product.
worked on Dishonored too, so.
Yeah, yeah, wasn't it Dishonored 2? That was the Leon team, right?
Yeah.
Dishonored 1, I think, was the other team.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I'll take your word
Yeah.
for it. No, I'm not
Yeah.
entirely sure. Yeah, I know Sims is more of the big Arcane fan on this podcast, but I mean, both of you,
I
you
love
have
Dishonored.
both played. Yeah, so I mean, we're capable of talking about this too. We got to be happy with this decision, right? I feel like Deathloop. I mean,
Yeah,
for me,
I think
it's the best game they put out. Personally, I mean, it's my favorite.
I like the other two. I liked both Dishonored games more, but I
Sure.
think it's pretty close. I think
It's still a very well made game. I mean,
oh, it's very good. It's better than most games that come out. So
right.
it's very good.
Yeah.
And I
So
think it's a great choice.
yeah, I
He
think this was
seems
the logical choice, right? If they needed a new studio head, were you
yeah.
gonna go with the game director that made the last great game you guys put out, right?
I watched a bunch of like interviews with him when Game Informer was doing their coverage. He's done a bunch of stuff. He seems like a really like down to earth person. Um, good for Arkane Lyon. Let's see what he can do at being the big head.
What do we want to see next out of Arkane Lyon?
Honestly, like a new IP.
Yeah, something else.
I would like them sticking with new IP. I do not. No spoilers. Do not want Deathloop 2.
No.
I don't even touch it.
Yeah, I don't
Let
need
it be
a Deathloop 2 either.
Let it be its own experience. Like you're getting too funky with like the lore and all that with making a sequel to that game. So maybe they could do an expansion for it.
Yeah.
but
Also, I mean, again, no spoilers, but I don't think it really sets itself up for a sequel too
No.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, just a new IP. That's what I would say.
Yeah, something new.
Or maybe they'll be the Dishonored team or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if they wanted to go back to Dishonored, they could do that. Yeah, I would like something new. Maybe go to space, something like that. Get wacky. I guess they did with Prey, but that was the other team, so maybe they could make their own Prey game. You know, a new Prey, but you know, made by the Arkane Lyon team instead of the Austin team. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll see. Space is always cool.
Space is cool. Space is cool. Next up, on Sunday, BioWare released a new image for the next Mass Effect game in celebration of N7 Day.
N7 Day.
Bum, bum, bum. N7 Day was what? Oh yeah, it was last Sunday. I wrote it in there.
It was Sunday. Yeah.
So yeah, the image was it seemed to be like those 4 characters again that we've been seeing in like all the teaser images they put out for this. They were walking away from a ship into like a giant crater.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So like they have their little like shuttle ship for whatever, I guess the Normandy.
A lot of people are saying the ship looks very more like it's for like exploration purposes rather than combat.
Yeah, well this like if you remember at the trilogy, they had like that shuttle ship.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think this is the
Oh,
main
you think
ship.
that's like a shuttle ship? Okay.
Yeah,
that would make
that's
more
what
sense,
I would
yeah.
assume because that's usually how they like land on planets. So yeah, there's the same 4 characters. I assume the top one is Liara again. There's a Krogan that we can clearly see the Krogan. I don't know the other 2.
Yeah, you can tell that one's a Krogan. And then the other one, I know in the other images, not this. Yeah, there was a Solarian in the other images, but not this one. But we can assume that's the same Solarian somewhere there.
The big crater looks like a Geth.
Yeah, a lot of people are pointing that out.
If you zoom into, there's like a body that they're like walking towards on the ground. That looks like a Geth as well. So it looks like they're investigating some sort of like Geth event or whatever. Something. I
wonder if they'll, you know, because we're assuming this lore-wise that it's taking place with the destruction ending of Mass Effect 3, where all synthetic life got destroyed. So maybe they're trying to investigate and figure out a way to bring back the Geth, you know? There's still like a giant problem in this lore that the Mass Effect relays don't work anymore, you know, so they can't travel from planet to planet like they used to. So I don't know if the main purpose of this game will be trying to rebuild the Mass relays or the Mass Effect relays.
I mean, like I was
or
talking
if
about,
already be rebuilt, you know, because
we were
like,
talking about this when you guys were playing the trilogy like months and months ago. Like,
yeah,
they wrote themselves into a corner with that trilogy's ending.
they did.
Like they have to answer those questions. Like there's no way. Like the
I don't
relays
think the
are
original
gone.
team never intended for this story to be continued, or you
Yeah.
know, and, like that was never their purpose. They
Like we
never thought of
won,
that.
and it's just the future is unknown, and that was supposed to be the ending. We
Yeah.
won, but yeah, they like Shepard's alive. Spoilers for the destruction ending. Shepard's alive. Liara is probably in search for him. It's much harder to do that because of without the relays. But I assumed that he was in the same system, right?
Yeah.
Like-
Well, no. Technically, he would be on Earth, and then they would be on some weird planet far from Earth. You know.
Oh, that's right. They
Yeah.
were landing on a planet, right?
Yeah. They ran. You know. So they used the Mass Effect relay like right after the ending. You know, right after. So like, Shepard would have been on that weird structure that was floating above Earth at that moment, and then it crash landed back on Earth, and that's when you see the secret ending of him. You know, he does that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then they used the mass relays right before that, and then went to a different planet, and they crash landed on that other planet with Joker and stuff, the one that was like filled, it looked
Yeah.
like a forest and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
they're far away from that. I don't think this game, because you got to remember, Liara was a very young Asari, so they lived like 1,000 years or whatever. So
Yeah.
this could take place like, you know, like hundreds of years after Mass Effect.
There's
3
no
still.
way Shepard's not going to be in this game.
I don't think he is, man.
Come on.
I don't think he is.
Come on.
I don't
Can't
think
do
he
that
is.
to him.
I really don't.
Oh.
I think this is gonna take place like hundreds of years after. I think, because I think they're just gonna. That'll be how they write themselves out of the mass relay things. Is they rebuilt them over time. You know.
If I am not playing as Jennifer Hale,
I don't think
I'm
you're
gonna be
getting that,
so
man.
upset. I'm gonna be
I
so
don't think you
upset.
get that. I think we'll get mentions of him, and like there'll be like things he did afterwards. You know, maybe he was a big part of rebuilding the mass relays or stuff.
Rebuilding Earth or something.
Yeah, stuff like that. Who knows? But yeah, I doubt it. Maybe.
I there's no way.
Be cool though. Be cool though.
You're hurting my heart.
I'd love to carry over my Mass Effect 3 save now, you know, into another one. That'd be cool, but
I don't think they would do that. I think they'd have to get a fresh.
yeah,
start.
I don't think they would either. I think that's far stretched too, but you know, be cool.
Yeah.
When do we think we'll get this game now?
Well, there is like 2.5 BioWare teams. There's like 2 teams, and I think there's like a smaller support team or something.
Yeah.
Right. So like one of them is working on
Dragon
which I
Age.
forget. Yeah, there's what, Austin and Edmonton.
There's a third team somewhere. You're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a third like smaller team. So the Edmonton team I assume is working on this. That's like main team. Austin team. You'd have to correct me. I'm not too sure. One of the teams is working on Dragon Age, so we'll see that first, probably in the next 2 years.
Yeah, Dragon Age got announced first, so I'd imagine that has to come out first before
Yeah.
this. So I would guess I'm gonna say Dragon Age 2023, Mass Effect 2024. I think that could line up.
Yeah, or 2023 and 2025 maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe a bigger gap there, but yeah, I don't think we're too far out from the next Mass Effect. Still a ways away, but
Yeah, I mean it's been a long time since their past 2 games, so
yeah.
2017 and then what, 2019?
Maybe it's closer than we think. They did a trailer. They did the same thing last year where they released an image on N7 Day, and then there was the trailer at the Game Awards. So I don't know. Maybe it repeats itself.
Maybe Dragon Age at the end of next year.
Yeah, maybe. I can only hope.
Yeah, I know people really hungry for that game.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right, next up, Valve's Steam Deck has been delayed until February 2022 due to supply shortages.
I want to say that one more time.
Shortages.
Do the whole thing one more time.
Shortages.
Supply shortages.
Valve Steam Deck has been delayed until February 2022 due to supply shortages.
I want to add a little like boop on top of this.
Yeah.
The play date has also been delayed to early 2022 due to supply shortages. That's that little thing with the little crank. with
What
like
the hell is that?
that little console thing with the little crank and stuff.
Oh, okay,
That little
okay,
cool little
gotcha.
device.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So that thing has also been delayed until early next year because of
Who was
supply
making that?
shortages. It was like a small team. They were getting like a bunch of creators to like make little experiences and stuff.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
the
so
Steam
both
Deck.
those.
Were you planning on picking one of these up?
No, I honestly need to get a better PC before I get that. So, and I'm not like I loved handheld gaming when I was like in school, but like I don't even play my Switch handheld. So like, there's really no reason to get that, especially if I'm going to get a gaming PC, because I'd just rather play the PC
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, if I like traveled a lot or something, I would. But I really have. I'm in the same boat as you. I really have no reason to get it.
But
I
if
played my
somebody,
Switch handheld a good amount actually, but yeah,
are
I
you
don't need a
closer
whole
to 50
Steam
50?
Deck. I'm closer to 50-50, but I'd say 70-30, 70 TV, 30 handheld.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a gaming PC and you don't want one, like this is a great deal. Like these are really powerful for the price. So, but yeah, it kind of sucks that it's getting delayed. I know a lot of people are excited for the Steam Deck. Like it is Valve's kind of answer to the Switch in a weird way, but you're going to be able to play way more on it.
Yeah.
It's more powerful,
Yeah, I know.
better screen.
Blessing on PS I Love You was saying, "Oh, you can't wait to play God of War on handheld." Because
Yeah,
you can
God
buy
of
it on
War.
Steam and then play it
Halo.
on there. It was like that's cool. Yeah, Halo too, stuff like that. Yeah, it's funny how much shit will be available on there.
There's a lot on Steam, so like all these like
I'm very curious to see how these all run on there. Because like obviously all these games aren't going to be designed to be on a handheld. Unlike Switch games where they are designed to be on the handheld and on the TV. So it's going to be weird. I guarantee there's going to be a lot of jankiness that comes with it.
yeah. Well, if you remember when they had announced it, IGN was like right there with an article. I think it was Tom Marks that went and played it at IGN, and like I think he played like Control and like a couple other games on there, and they seemed to say it played fine. So
Yeah.
it's probably not running at highest resolution and highest frame rate, but like if it runs well, who knows? I mean, it's more powerful than the Switch, so if the Switch can run some games already, like this thing will just be able to run it better. I
Certainly,
assume.
right? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be curious to see it. Maybe I'll get one down the road, but not right away. Alright, cool. Next up. EA is potentially working on a new Fight Night game, codenamed Moneyball. The game has paused on development until the team finishes the next EA UFC game. Bum, bum, bum.
So, question.
Yeah.
Because you know more about the UFC games than I do.
Sure.
Is that the Fight Night team?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if this was like them dipping into Fight Night or this was like they had already transferred to UFC.
No, yeah, the Fight Night team, once they finished Fight Night Champion, switched completely over to making the UFC games after they made that deal.
Okay. So I want to hear more from you about this. Like I've played a few of the Fight Night games and a few of the UFC games. Yeah, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I love the Fight Night games. They're significantly better than the UFC games have been, I'd say. Even though I'm much
at least more consistent.
I'm much more of an MMA fan than I am a boxing fan. But I think, limiting it to only boxing, really, they were able to hone in on that game and hone in on that style and really, make those games great. Unlike the UFC games where there's so much problems with like the grappling and the kicking, whether they wanted to feel more realistic or arcadey, they seem to go back and forth each game with that. And
to just make it more arcadey. It's just fun.
They get better and better with the UFC games, I think, but it's never gotten to the level of quality that Fight Night was at. Especially Fight Night Champion, which was the last game they put out.
Wasn't 3 the big one?
3 was the big one, so was 4. 4 was huge back on 360, but Fight Night Champion was the best one to me. That one had like a really cool campaign too, and like an actually good story that went with it. I don't know why they've never done this with the UFC game, because I would really enjoy that, but yeah, that one was really good. I just think Champion felt the best as well, but that's just me. So yeah, a new Fight Night I'd be incredibly excited for. I wish they would go like maybe yearly, switch back and forth, do a Fight Night, do a UFC, Fight Night, UFC, because I still want my UFC games, but
yeah, well, how often are they putting those out?
Every 2 years. They've been on point with every 2 years. Sometimes it'll even be less. Like the last one was like 18 months after 3, or maybe a little bit more than that, but it wasn't a full 2 years. Yeah, so I would expect the next UFC game next year. When did the last one come out? The last one came out last August. Year. So I would say anytime from March through September next year, the next UFC game will come out, and then I'd expect this the year after, probably.
Wow, so you expect a quick turnaround for this game then?
They're quick, you know. I mean, maybe 2 years again, but I don't know. They're on point. This team does not fuck around.
Yeah, I'd be excited to see what this could even be. I mean, boxing is in a weird place right now. Like there are some big names, but it's not as big as it used to be.
Y'all ready for Jake Paul on the cover of Fight Night?
No way. If they put one of the Paul brothers on this,
y'all just get ready
cover,
for Logan and Jake on the cover of this game.
No, it's 100% just Canelo, right?
It's Canelo, yeah.
That's like
Tommy Fury, or not Tommy Fury, excuse me, Tyson Fury.
Both of them? You think that's both?
It could be. I think they'll go with Tyson probably.
You think so? You think he's a bigger name than Canelo?
I think he's a bigger name than Canelo, yeah, I do.
Okay.
He certainly sells more pay-per-views than Canelo.
Okay. So yeah, it might be Fury then.
But Canelo never got a shot at being on the cover of Fight Night, so neither did Floyd actually, from what I remember. But Floyd is
they did a lot of like older boxers.
They did Pacquiao one year.
Did they?
Yeah. See, what I like is with UFC, what they've been doing is like they'll do a big update once a year, right? And then they'll like change the cover, sorta. So
did they do that for this one?
They did that for this one. Yeah, it was Masvidal and Israel Adesanya, but they just changed it to this year for the big update. They called it like UFC Icons, and it's Habib. So
okay.
Yeah. So they kind of I like it when they do that. Kind of give everyone their own spotlight.
That's nice. So yeah, they'll probably do something like that. Maybe
they might do something
with
like
Fury,
that.
Go to Canelo like halfway through the life cycle.
I think both of them are very deserving to be on. I'm about to turn this into an MMA podcast, but
I'm here for it.
Both of them are very deserving to have their own cover, I think. So
definitely.
But yeah, certainly Tyson Fury would be the guy you put out there.
Yeah, or it also depends. Who knows? Like they could just do another like. Get one of the old school guys to come back.
Yeah, they could do that as well. You know, Tyson been making moves recently, stuff like that too. So
I mean, come on.
I think he was on one cover though. There was
one
with Tyson and Ali.
I was just gonna say that. I think there was one that where they were like trying to punch each other or something, right?
Pretty sure that was round 4. So
they 4 was the one I played the most, but I cannot remember the cover.
Yeah, I think you'll really like these games. They're very fun.
I am a little more interested in like the boxing one than the MMA one, just because like I played those ones before. Well, I played a couple of the Undisputeds, UFC Undisputeds, but I thought they were fine. But yeah, the boxing, I love the mechanics of the boxing game.
Yeah,
like, I think they really did a good job of trying to move around, and they made it feel like you're a boxer. So I'll be excited as long as there's no if one of the Paul brothers are in the game, I'm not playing it.
I guarantee you both of them will be in the game. Not the cover, but I guarantee you they will both be in the game.
You know what? I take it back. I'm not excited for the game. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Guarantee it, man. I guarantee it. There's no way. I bet they'll be a big part of the promotion leading up to it.
No, stop it.
I would ruining I don't know if you realize how big they are in boxing right now.
Oh my god, you're ruining this game for me.
They literally Jake Paul might be the biggest boxer in the world right now.
Stop it.
That's a real thing, dude.
I hate this so much.
Oh, shit.
Next story.
The Thunderful World showcase took place yesterday. It was a small indie showcase hosted by Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker himself.
Luke did it, you know. Did you watch this? Because I did not. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so if you have... let me pull up this article.
I saw a little bit of the Xbox game. I'm trying to find the name.
The Gunk,
yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Fiona. She was a streamer. She did like cosplay stuff. Then she went to Achievement Hunter. She was an Achievement Hunter for years. Now she's a G4. She's like a host and producing a G4. Like shout out to Fiona. She's like voicing the character, and she was in that teaser, which is really cool.
That's awesome. I never heard of her, but
yeah, I'm not. I don't follow her too much, but it's nice to see like somebody in like the relative industry is voicing a character in this game. So yeah, there's a couple games. I'll kind of go through them. You have Wavetail, which like surprise dropped on Stadia yesterday, and it's coming to PC and consoles next year. So another Stadia exclusive, which is pretty interesting.
That's a really cool art style.
Yes, this game looked very cool. I probably wouldn't play it, but like for people that like kind of like open survival type of games, that's kind of what the vibes I got from it.
Oh, is it a survival type of game? Okay.
That's kind of what I got. I don't know too much. Here, let me see.
I was
Wavetail is
getting like
a
platformer vibes here.
yeah. It's a let me read this. Wavetail is an open. No, it's a third-person action adventure game. So they're calling it action adventure. Creators of Lost in Random, which just came out, and Steamworld. So, okay. So I guess it's not a survival game. It's an action adventure. So maybe I'll check that out next year.
Yeah, this looks badass from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Then there was what is this? Togus, which was like
Togus?
this. Yeah, it was that weird platforming game.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at this one right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a cute little platformer.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd play it, but it was what an interesting little game. Then the next one, I saw that and I thought of you immediately, and I thought this game would be for both of us, which is White Shadows. Had a really interesting trailer. They had like this violin that was just loud, and somebody was going ham on a violin.
I just hit play and the violin started going.
It's the violinist is going ham in this video. It's amazing. And it reminds me of a mix of a Playdead game like Limbo and Inside, and then also like hints of the Little Nightmares games.
Sure.
Which it kind of like meshing those.
So
together.
is this a 2D puzzle game platformer type thing? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And it's got more of a black and white style, but it definitely has look. The look feels more like Little Nightmares.
I am.
Where it's kind of like, it's kind of like it looks like a 3D world, not so much of a 2D world.
Sure.
But you're doing it in 2D. But it looks really cool.
Yeah, I like this black and white style. A bit more brighter than your typical black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. It's more of just like a monochrome.
More that noir style, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's coming out very soon too. This is coming out December 7th. So this is I need to play it. It's coming everywhere except for Switch, PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Sorry, Switch.
Switch probably couldn't handle this game, to be honest.
It's every game.
The next game they showed, which is a game I've seen before, I forget where, but looks awesome. It's Cursed to Golf, which is a 2D. It's a 2D golf game, but it looks like a 2D platformer, pixel art.
This looks wild.
And you're golfing. Looks so fun. Like,
what is going on here?
I have no idea. I don't. Here, let me see. Okay, you're gonna laugh. Are you ready?
Sure.
It is a golf-like, is what they're saying, instead of a roguelike.
Okay,
it is a golf-like adventure. Is what they're describing this game. So apparently, you are trapped in a golf purgatory, and you get. There are like caddies. So if you're looking at the cover art, there's 3 caddies, and those 3 caddies help you, and I think they might give you a power or something.
Okay. How do you like aim the ball?
So it's just 2D.
So are you just like selecting like your power? Is it gonna be like that type of thing? Like how hard you want to hit the ball, and then
I think it's how hard.
Are you just guessing where the hole is, or
no? You moving
first. Oh, okay.
You can move the thing around. You can see where the hole is, and then there's like different ball power ups as well. So you can have like a U-turn ball. There's like I think a ball with wings. I think I saw or something like that. Looks really really cute. I might want to check this out. It's coming out next year. It just only said PC and consoles, so I'm not too sure exactly where. Might come out everywhere.
I'm sure it will. This looks like one that could run on Switch.
Yeah. What else? What else did they show?
One last one up at the top of that.
Yeah. They showed off Super Meat Boy Forever's coming to mobile, which is really cool. This game looked like it was made for mobile anyways. So
this came out already.
Yeah, this came out I think at the end of last year. And it was like an endless runner, Super Meat Boy, so it makes more sense for mobile. So I think hopefully more people will play that game. Then they showed Industria, which looked really cool. Did you remember seeing this one?
No.
This was the like 1980s like Cold War game. I think you're like in Germany, and it got weird. Like I know this is always what people say, but it had like BioShock kind of vibes to it.
BioShock vibes.
Looked pretty cool. Coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S next year. And then there was that 3D platformer that they showed off, Hell Pie. I don't know if you saw this one. It was like a character, and then it had like another character chained to them, and they were using that to like maneuver and
Can you
as like a
then like
double jump.
control the other character?
No, but like all your moves were like involved both of them, and it just looked really interesting.
Thinking like an ice climbers type thing.
It definitely looked like it, but I'm not sure exactly how that works. But yeah, it looked interesting. Oh no, wait, I think I got the name wrong for that. I don't remember what the name of that was.
I don't see
But
where you're seeing this in this article.
yeah, I would know because it's in my head. The
Oh,
Hell
okay.
Pie. I'm sorry, I got the name wrong for that game. Hell Pie is a different game. Hell Pie. I forget the name of the other game. I'd have to figure that
Hell
out.
Pie is a games where you make pies in hell.
No, So Hell Pie. They called it a Motorvania. People are getting too clever with these names. So apparently, it's a Metroidvania where you're driving a motorcycle. Yeah.
Okay,
It looked like Mad Max motorcycle Metroidvania.
Motorcycle like.
Yeah, I need to figure out if you could try to find me that game. What is the name of the game where it's that 3D platformer?
3D platformer. Interesting.
Yeah.
This was the only article
it's not
I
here.
found. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So yeah, if you could, I guess look up that game. It looked interesting. Then the Liaka Aged Through Blood was like a sword Dark Souls 2D game where it was like yeah, it was like a Souls-like 2D game where they said there was procedural enemies and procedural like worlds, and it would just kind of change every time you die and every world you go into.
I'm not a fan of that.
I wasn't too crazy about the art style, to be honest. It didn't like blow me away or anything, but looked interesting. Yeah, and then
There's the Steamworld game.
yeah, there's two. I think we got a couple more here. There was the gunk that they showed off. Has a release date now, which is December 16th.
Good one for the end of this year, huh?
And it's coming to Game Pass, of course. It's only on Xbox. It's coming to Xbox One, which is great.
Who makes this
Series
one?
XS PC. Let me see here.
Gunk, third-person sci-fi exploration adventure.
Yeah, I don't see on this article. I don't see the dev.
I'll try to look it up.
Okay. But yeah, they showed off this game last year. Looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if this game came out already, but I mean, obviously it hasn't.
Yeah, it has not. And then the last game is the Steamworld Headhunter, which is going to be their first like open world third person game, which is pretty cool.
Oh, so this is the gunk is made by Image and Form, who actually make the Steamworld games. I guess they announced 2 games here. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, not announce the gunk, but
oh no, I see it right here. I'm sorry, I did not catch that. Yes, right here, the team behind Steamworld.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So then they're also, I guess, their next game is going to be Steamworld Headhunter.
Yeah, which is a 3D Steamworld game.
3D game, yeah, which is pretty cool.
Third-person shooter, it seems. So.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be cool. I've never played the Steamworld games myself, so maybe this one I'd be a little bit more interested in.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I've missed out on like the Steamworld Dig games. I feel like those are games I would like. I just never played them.
Yeah, it seems like you'd be more into those than I would. Yeah,
and there was like
there
was like a turn-based RPG with cards that they made. I forget what that was. I think it was like Steamworld Quest or something. I think is what it was called. Okay. Something like that. I wanted to check that out, but I don't even know where you can even play that.
All right, cool. Well, that was a cool little event.
Yeah.
Who like orchestrated that?
The Steamworld guys.
Oh, that was them.
That's
doing
them.
That. Okay, cool.
That's them.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
How much they pay out for Mark Hamill?
Well, they're probably not as much as you would think. I think he probably was like cool with it.
He's just
yeah, they're doing more publishing now, so like that's awesome for them. Like it looks like this was a pretty good little indie event. It's probably not as good as the Annapurna one this year. Like that was still probably my favorite like smaller event that has been put on. But this one was really fun. Like Mark Hamill, like it wasn't like Mark Hamill's best performance, but I think he was having fun. You could see that.
That's cool. Mark Hamill getting old now, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he was like 20 when he was doing Star Wars, so.
Yeah, a while ago. Was he like?
Yeah.
Gotta be mid-70s now, something like that.
Oof.
Why is he still up with shit like this?
because he's Mark Hamill.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. Let's move on to what we've been playing. Bum, bum, bum.
You want to start first?
Yeah, I'll start. I've been playing Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, made by Square Enix. Where's my phone? I got notes, motherfucker.
It's made by Eidos, published by Square.
Oh yeah, Eidos, whatever. Yeah, you talked about this game last week, right?
Yeah, me and Tucker did.
Yeah. What an unexpected surprise this game was.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I beat the game last Tuesday, so a couple days ago. Very long, huh?
Yeah, that's why I was telling you this, or I was telling the audience last week that yeah, this game is it's meatier than it even appears to be.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't expect it either when you first start it because it's very linear. You know, it's just a straightforward story. You're just going through the levels, typical stuff like that. And I'd say I put like 15 hours in it. You know, something like that. You know, maybe even more. Could have been like closer to 18. You know,
depending on if you go and try to get more upgrade materials and try to fully level everything up. Like,
yeah,
all the outfits. Like,
I ended up getting so many of the collectibles too. I think I ended with like 89% of the trophies in this, which is a lot for one playthrough of a game. Like, I wish all games were like that, quite honestly. Like, just, you know, if I beat the game and do majority of the stuff, you should just give me majority of the trophies. That's how Spider-Man. It should be. Yeah, like Spider-Man, exactly. But well, even Spider-Man is a little like a lot of the side shit is for trophies, you know. And I'd say this game, I just, you know, it's nice when I just finish a game and I have such a high percentage on the trophies still. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The story is so fucking good. I thought they really nailed the Guardians, you know, the characters and all. It's interesting because I never experienced anything else Guardians other than the MCU movies. So it's really hard to tell if I just like those movies a lot or if I like the Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. But I think after playing this, I can confirm I like the Guardians of the Galaxy a lot, you know? I don't read comics and stuff, so you know, this is just the only other. I never played the Telltale game either. Have you ever played that?
Yes.
Yeah. How was that compared to this? Like the character.
I think most people thought it was whatever. I liked it. I think it was a fun game. Like, I could spoil something for that. Like, episode 1 is pretty like whoa. Like, if you want me to spoil that for the Telltale,
yeah,
like spoilers for the Telltale Guardians game. You kill Thanos like in the first episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's like how the first episode.
I did play the first episode. Does that kind of? Did they cut off his head?
How did it end? I forget exactly how they kill him, but they kill Thanos.
Once you said that, something like triggered in my mind of cutting off Thanos' head. Maybe that was in Avengers. Never mind. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, they no, I mean Thor in Endgame.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I can't remember like the Guardians holding his head. I don't know. Whatever. Continue.
They kill him, and then it kind of like there are some good parts. Like the Guardians, that was way more trying to be MCU than I think this game is.
Yeah, I like how this game kind of puts their own little spin on who they are and stuff. I know this isn't always like the cast of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Normally there's a bunch of other people in it and stuff, but I kind of like that they just stuck with the MCU guys. You know, was able to build out their own version of those characters. I really like in this story how each character kind of gets their own spotlight in certain chapters, you know. You get really like emotionally attached to the different characters with
some more than others.
Some more than others. Certainly I think Groot gets a little bit of the short end of the stick there.
He
doesn't get enough focus. Yeah, he kind of always does. It's kind of hard. But I thought the other three, you know, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, I thought they all got a significant amount of time.
I mean, really I think Drax significantly more than the others.
Gamora got a good one towards the end too, and Rocket in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean they kind of sparse them out throughout the game, but I mean they deal a lot with Drax.
Yeah, I think one of the best parts of the game is just the attention to the world and the world detail and stuff like that. It's very much that, like, you know, go around, pick up everything, you get a bunch of lore and detail from stuff, you know, like you would in like an Uncharted and stuff like that. The constant banter really builds out the world really well. I think they're constantly talking.
They're always talking.
Always talking, to the point where it's like, all right, guys, shut up.
But, yeah, sometimes I had Sometimes, like, I liked the constant banter, but sometimes it would like interrupt things. And
Yeah.
I did not like that.
Sometimes they'd still be talking, and then you'd walk into an area, and like a triggered dialogue would start, and I wouldn't get to finish that last conversation or something like that.
Did not like that.
You know, I didn't like that either. But I still really like the constant banter. It feels very like the characters are very alive, right? You know, because that's how normal people would talk, right? I know they're not people, they're fucking aliens, but like that's how people would talk. Everyone's constantly talking. Star-Lord is a human. That's right. That's right. And Rocket's a raccoon.
Or part human.
Yeah, part human. I also really like the side characters, man. Like, especially the characters.
I said this last week.
Yeah.
Lady Hellbender,
Lady Hellbender, great. Fucking fantastic.
My favorite character.
There's one that's kind of a spoiler that I really like too, but I would just Adam Warlock. You know, I really enjoyed him. Spoiler. Oh, no. Also, Mantis. I know we see her in the MCU.
Yes.
But she was fantastic in the level she was in. Yeah, awesome. Really funny. This game has great comedy writing too, I think. You know, which we've been getting a good amount of this year. You know, I feel like there's not enough comedy in games. They're not funny enough. And,
it never is. Yeah.
Yeah, but this year
we need more games. I would like more games to have a focus. Like, I think that's what makes the South Park games to me stand out so much. Like, I still think Stick of Truth is the funniest game I've ever played.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that will ever be surpassed, but like, we need more games that have comedy as like a great focus.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think this year did a really good job of giving us comedy in games. You know, like It Takes Two was very funny. Psychonauts 2 was very funny.
Yep.
Now this Guardians also very funny. So we're getting there for sure. What else? Yeah, Lady Hellbender was great. Like I said,
Cosmo.
All the side characters. Yeah, Cosmo was fantastic
boy.
too. So I'm saying the characters that I haven't met in the MCU almost ended up being my favorite because it was cool to get, you know, introductions to these characters. And, I know we're getting some of these guys in the MCU in a little bit, but yeah, it was really nice to see this. We gotta talk about the combat now because this is combat is what.
So you remember I talked about this 2 weeks ago when you were last on.
Yeah, when I was here. Yeah.
When I did my first little introduction to it. So what did you think?
It's what holds this game back from being truly great, I think. It's fine.
I think it's fun.
It's fun. It's certainly fun. It's not bad enough for me to be like, oh, God, I hate this combat session, or I just don't want to do this, and I end up putting the game down. It's certainly nowhere near that bad. But it's not great either. It just it's
did you feel the same way that I felt that we talked about 2 weeks ago, that it's too many buttons within buttons?
Yeah, exactly. It's too many buttons within buttons, and it's just not, commanding the squad just isn't fun. You know, like you're not really doing anything.
Unless it's like a turn-based RPG, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, it's not the same.
Yeah, no, and it's just I just felt like I was just rolling through the character's abilities. There was no like strategy to it. I wasn't really thinking about it. You know, I was just like, oh, Gamora can use her ability now, or one of them, and then I just pick a random one and she'd go do it. Because I felt like they all kind of just did the same thing. There was a couple like Groot could hold enemies down and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's only like Rocket and Gamora were just like, we're gonna deal damage. Rocket deals like area damage, and Gamora is just the hardest hitter.
Yeah,
but the only two
even
that really
all of them though had the one where like they would hit multiple enemies at once. Except Drax maybe didn't have one of those, but I think like
what I
his
was gonna say
one
is
towards the end did.
Groot like had his grab ability, only one I ever used, which kind of helps if there was a lot of enemies. And then Drax was the only one that actually mattered to me because he was the only one that can hit the stagger bar, and you need to do that for some enemies. So
yeah,
I relied on him a lot to like break that stagger meter, even though I could do it myself. But as like a character ability, his like big hit was the one that I used a lot.
Yeah, ultimately though, I just felt like you didn't need to think about it at all if you didn't want to. You know, you could just make them do whatever random ability you want them to do, and then you just hit L2 to lock onto an enemy and then shoot with that R2, and that was pretty much it, right? It's very arcadey. It's very much just aim and shoot, use the abilities, really not much thought built into it. So yeah, I think the combat is just what holds it back from being a truly great game. It really is. And there's way too many combat sections, especially towards the end of the game. Like, I think there's 16 chapters in all in this game, and then the last like 4 were just like, oh my god, another combat section.
There's a lot of them, which I don't mind. I think that they just lasted a long time as well.
I wouldn't mind if it was better, you know, if the combat was just better and more fun. I wouldn't, when they make a sequel to this, which they probably will at some point, I hope they just won't be afraid to completely change the combat, you know. Just make it, honestly, just make it Uncharted. Make it more like that stuff. Obviously, you need the character abilities and still stuff like that. Build upon that, maybe make it a more strategic thing. Honestly, I would love if they took the Final Fantasy VII Remake system and
Like
just put
slow
it
down
into
time.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like slow down time, and you're able to switch characters like that. Something like that would be great.
That's exactly
Made
what
by
it needs.
Square too, and you could just take that, right?
They need to do that. That's what it needs to be.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I would love that. That'd be way
that
better
system.
than this.
We talked about that last year. That system was the best part of that game.
Yeah,
or one of them.
It's just crazy because I feel like everything surrounding this game is like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
I mean, I think this game is great.
I think it's great too. I love the game. It's one of my favorites of the year. But I think everything other than the combat is like,
I don't know. For me, it doesn't hold
fantastic.
it back. It doesn't hold it back for me. I mean, I am right there with you. I was that way from pretty much the beginning, but because like there is a ramp up to getting abilities and getting like the different elements for his weapons and stuff like that, and then you kind of hit a point like 2/3 of the way through the game, and then you just don't really get much else. You know?
Yeah, once you stop and you don't have anything, that's when it gets a little repetitive with the combat.
Yeah.
Also, the puzzles aren't very good either. They don't require much thought. I found exactly, they were just more finding where the thing is that you need to tell someone to do than it was an actual puzzle and me having to think about something. So those could use some work too, certainly, for the sequel. Yeah, other than that, man, I really love this game. Huge surprise, probably biggest surprise of the year.
Yeah. That
I would have to say. I mean, the trailers made this game look good, but you could tell even in the trailers that the combat wasn't really all that. So
I don't know. I mean, I talked about this last week. I just it didn't really blow us away, the E3 showing, right? Like it looked. I think some of it looked good, but like
I think with the trailers, it was like I don't think we could tell if like the funny parts in the trailers and stuff was like if they're showing us the best parts, you know, or if this would just be constantly in the game, and it was constantly in the game.
I mean, comedy's hard. Comedy's very difficult. Like if you don't tell the whole joke, like that's why some trailers just don't give anything its due. Like you're not getting the context of the joke. You're not getting the whole joke. Like
one thing with the combat that I did actually like was, and this is where the combat changed up a little bit, was Star-Lord's powers, where you get the wind ability and the lava
element.
One, the elements. He became Avatar all of a sudden, you know, with those fucking guns. I thought those were actually the nicest change of pace, because some enemies would have what they're weak to, like above them on their health bar, you know, there'd be like a fire symbol for the lava one that they're weak to or whatever. They'd have a shield around them. I thought that changed it up the most, and that was probably like one of the smartest things they did with the combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they just kind of. I think the game just maybe cut it down just a little bit. I like the meatiness, but like maybe cut it down just a little bit, you know, and then kind of give you a little bit more progression with what you get.
I just really hope in the sequel they just go for a more realistic shooting style than this.
I liked how Star-Lord felt.
I would much prefer the whole, you know, aim, shoot, try to get a headshot, you know, like Uncharted. You know, I would much prefer that than.
I kind of just wish that the flying would be a little bit better.
The flying should have been available at any time. You should be able to do that, like just without the ability thing.
Yeah, like just let me.
I also wish you were like controlling it more, like you could go up, down with it.
That's
and
what
stuff
I mean.
Like that. Yeah. Don't be afraid to make this more realistic. I just hope they just completely overhaul the combat in the next one. That's just what I want. The choices were really cool. I thought they ended up being pretty impactful. It's hard to tell because I don't see what the other outcomes are. Yeah, it's definitely some more than others, but towards the end I was like getting stuff like, you know, where a choice would come back around, and I was actually like really surprised come the end with the choices and how impactful.
I think there were 3 big ones.
Yeah,
that actually matter.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah.
I'd have to talk with you off the show.
I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I did like the choices. It's just hard to tell how impactful they are without seeing the other outcomes.
I guess here, we'll talk about one. It's not spoiler. Very in the beginning of the game, you meet this little girl, Nikki, and she helps you like get out of this area, and you go meet her mom, and if whoever side you kind of pick on there, either the mom's side or Nikki's side, later in the game, maybe there's a thing that opens up that if you chose the mom, it wouldn't be open. Yeah. Which I didn't get that, but I did get the message saying, "Oh, you could."
Did you side with Nikki or the mom?
I sided with the mom.
I sided with Nikki. Okay. I did get this thing, and what, you just didn't get that thing?
Nope.
We're just talking very vague now, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
I did not get the thing, and I had to do.
See,
a little
that
bit
worries
more.
me because I wonder if they're all just like there's a good outcome and a bad outcome, and depending on what you choose, you're gonna get one or the other.
I got the good ending.
A lot of them seemed like If I didn't get this though, I'd just be fucked. You know, not fucked,
Especially
but like
the
it
three
would just
choices.
become harder. Yeah.
That's what I don't know. If you would have messed up with these three choices, what would have happened? Like, I would like to talk to you more about that. But
yeah, maybe we'll do some sort of spoiler thing with this.
Or here's another one's the rocket one that they showed in the trailer. Like, if you throw rocket or not.
Yeah.
If you throw him, he'll be upset at you, but you will just have the mission. The mission, I think, will just be shorter, right? I didn't throw him. I didn't
throw him either.
So I think you just have longer to go, like a longer route to go than if you just do that. So
Seem really
little
mean
choices like
just
that.
Throw rocket.
I know.
Like, why
Drax is just like, let's get it done.
Like, no, I'm not gonna throw him.
Yeah.
I got shout out the soundtrack. Soundtrack is fucking fire. This game.
Right.
Man, they must have paid a pretty penny for some of these songs.
Yeah. Or even
there's a lot of licensed music in this game for
the
sure.
The orchestral music is great too.
Yeah, that too.
Just like the original music.
Yeah, there's their own songs that they made for this. There's like a whole Star-Lord album. That's where you got the name from a guy named Star-Lord that was an artist on it. So
yeah, it was like a metal band.
I thought those songs were pretty cool. I really like the huddle, and then the music starts playing after the huddle. Those were the best combat parts. There's like music should have always been playing during these combat sections. Honestly,
definitely. They need to make the combat be a little more musical and bombastic, right? I think that would help it a lot.
Yeah,
the huddles. My only issue with the huddles is it just takes too long to do it.
Yeah, you can turn it off, and I just found that out at the end of the game.
What do you mean?
You can turn off the cutscene that comes up with the huddle, where like you talk to all the characters. Yeah, you can turn that off, and those are annoying because they repeat themselves too. Like there's only like
so
5
what happens
of them, I think. You just go into the mode, like the music just starts playing.
You don't even have a choice.
No, you don't even have the choice. It picks the right choice for you, and like all the shields will pop up for all the characters. Yeah, I know. I just found it out at the end of the game too. Yeah, but yeah, I was excited when I saw that. Yeah, this game's ending is fucking wild. That's the last thing I'll say. Is
great.
Yeah, the ending got crazy. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I don't want to spoil any of that, but yeah, the last like 2 to 3 chapters are so good.
Yeah, definitely. Really enjoyed this game. Can't wait for a sequel. Really excited to see what they'll do.
Yeah,
I'm hoping this is kind of like a Uncharted 1, Assassin's Creed 1 type deal, where like this one was good, and then the sequel comes out and it's just fantastic. You know, I'm hoping it's that, and I think they could do that.
I definitely hope that they market it more and more coming into the holidays, and I hope that this game sells well. I hope that they give him a second chance.
Now that I beat it, I still can't believe it was a thing. You know, this game, we've been talking about this since this game got announced, but like this game was rumored so long ago, like 2017-ish, and the fact that it was actually a real thing came out and I played it and loved it. Awesome.
They did the Fallout, right?
It was like announcement. They did the Fallout thing, yeah.
Put it out. They honestly didn't talk about it much.
No.
They had a really meaty reveal. Then they had like another trailer after that, and they just did not talk about it much. And I think
we only got like 2 big spotlights on this game before it came out.
And I think that helped this game a lot because people came out of it just being impressed because they didn't expect much.
Exactly.
And I think that's the best way. More games need to do that. Yeah. I don't need to see Deathloop every PlayStation event.
Especially games like this, right? Because you don't need to sell people on a Guardians of the Galaxy game. You know, like there's going to be a casual audience that'll go out and buy that immediately just because it's called Guardians of the Galaxy. You know.
Definitely, it's already marketable IP, right?
Yeah, and that's pretty much all I've been playing.
That's it. Interesting.
Yeah. Excited for GTA.
Yeah.
Start that tomorrow. Get my Xbox on Monday. Very excited.
Ooh. Did it ship yet?
No, it hasn't shipped yet. I'm very worried about it. I don't know why, but I'm assuming at some point today it will. It might have happened while we were sitting here. I don't know.
Do you know where it's coming from?
No, I don't actually. I don't know. I haven't. I got an email saying it's shipping soon, like last Friday. So.
Who did you get it through?
GameStop.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's supposed to be here Monday, so maybe it has while I'm sitting here. But yeah, hopefully that ships soon.
It should.
Yeah, it should. What have you been playing, Daniel?
I've been playing a lot. So we'll start. Let's see. Let's start with Call of Duty. Call of Duty Vanguard.
Nice. I was hoping you were playing this.
Yeah, the Sledgehammer return to World War II.
The first game since World War II, and that was what, 2017?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Been a while. They got 4 years on this, huh?
Well, if you remember, I think I talked about this a little while ago. This was supposed to be last year.
Yeah.
This game, and then they delayed it. So they've definitely been working on it a while. it is not as good as the past 2 Call of Duties in terms of campaign. I'll just say it up front.
How far are you in the campaign?
I beat it. I beat it the first night.
Oh, you beat it? Okay.
Yeah.
How short is it? Must have been quick,
huh?
6 hours?
Something like that.
Okay.
I think there's like 9 big chapters, and then between each chapter there's a huge cutscene. The way I wasn't crazy how they formatted the campaign, how the story like reveals. Like you start with like you're already on this big mission, and then like, I'm gonna try to be vague and not spoil. You start on this big mission, and then like you kind of like the main characters are like in like a jail cell, and then you're getting a lot of flashbacks of like what they were doing before they became this Vanguard squad.
Okay.
And so then
kind of like a team coming together type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So a lot of the chapters are build up for each of the characters, and then the big cutscenes are what's happening currently, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And then it kind of culminates to an end. It's just a weird setup that I feel like we've had stuff like this before, kind of messing with time, and it just didn't work too much. The characters were okay.
Voice acting good? I know Laura Bailey is a big part of this, right?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite voice actor. I mean, she's the best part of the game. She plays a Russian sniper who is a real person. She plays Lady Nightingale. Her name is like Polina something. Yeah, she plays. That's a real life Russian sniper. She's definitely the best part of the game. But there's other characters. There's this UK. The main character. He's like a UK soldier. Then there's an Australian soldier, and there's 2 UK soldiers, an Australian soldier, a US pilot, and is that it? I think that might be it.
4 people?
Yeah. No, there's 6. One of the other guys I don't know. Suppose I guess.
And do you play as all these people? At some point?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
So there's 6 of them. Spoilers: one dies like in the opening mission. But yeah,
some sort of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, what are we? Some sort of World War II Suicide Squad? I like the campaign. It's not the best. It's kind of a pretty. There are some cool moments, and it's very beautiful. But overall, I think it's kind of relying on the performances a lot.
Interesting. That's disappointing to hear because I really liked the World War II one.
See, I kind of like it more than the World War II one, just because I didn't really care about the characters in that game personally.
Oh, really? Okay. There was some interesting stuff in that World War II one, I remember.
Yeah, I liked that campaign as well. I think that these past 2 campaigns are just better. I think Modern Warfare is one of the best campaigns they've ever done. It's at least upper echelon at least, and then Black Ops Cold War I think was super interesting. It had some really interesting missions. This doesn't really do that. The one thing that they do to change it up in the campaign is each character has like an ability. Some of them are way better than others and don't make any sense. And then some of them make more sense. Like Laura's character, she kind of just holds like a dagger and distracts snipers.
Okay.
And then you can, which is not great. But then you get like the Kingsley character, the main guy. They're all kind of main characters, but like the leader, he can like tell people to do something. So like there's like little prompts that'll pop up, and you can hit a button, and it'll be like target this guy or distract over here, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then the American pilot is the most OP ability, and I do not know why he has it. This guy basically goes into like or Max Payne bullet time, slow-mo, auto-targeting. Like he's like dead-eyeing characters.
That's America.
It's on like
for
a meter. Yeah, this dude it doesn't make any sense because he's a pilot. He's not like a gunman, and that's like a part of the story for him too. Is like he gets a gun and he's like, "Can you shoot?" And he's like, "I guess I can. I did basic training." And it's like, why does this guy have
what they teach you in basic training, bud?
What is
they taught you how to slow down time?
Yeah. They have, with the pilot, if you remember, the World War II mission was pretty cool where you're flying. It was in like third person and stuff, if you remember that one. This one, I love how the mission is, but like you have to do like first person piloting.
Oh,
And it
that's
just doesn't
annoying.
feel as good. It does
Call of
not
Duty
feel
has done
good.
this before, where you've had to
Uh-huh.
fly some shit first person and like shoot down and stuff. Yeah, it's never good.
Yeah, because like it does not feel as good as that third person flying. And like I was like my only gripe with that mission.
First person flying should never be a thing. Too hard.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
The big standout mission I think for me was like Stalingrad. I think was a really good one, which was the first one with Laura's character with Polina. You kind of see like um Russia being attacked by the Germans. It happens like it takes you to the first attack on this big city, and
Okay.
it's really cool. It's probably one of my favorite missions. They have this like weird like Last of Us boss fight later on in the game where you don't have a gun, you have like a knife. You're trying to like stealth around, trying to get behind. It was like the David fight. That's kind of what I'm getting
Oh,
at.
really? Okay.
Yeah, and it
It
just
was like
it
a
didn't
boss fight
fit.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't really
That's
fit.
interesting.
It was really cool thematically
Yeah.
because like she really hated this man, but like it just didn't really fit. Um, yeah, the campaign I liked it. It wasn't great, but I think it's a fun like blockbuster. And if that's what you're looking for, like the cutscenes are like really beautiful, and they're meaty. Like there's a lot of cutscene. They took a
The
lot of
ones
time
in
with
between
it.
missions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is
Okay.
a lot of cutscene.
That's cool.
Um,
How's the multiplayer?
I haven't gotten to play a ton, but I like it. It's fun. Like the new thing in the multiplayer is not really modes or anything, but they have like they call it combat pacing, which I think we've talked about before, where you have like tactical pacing, which is basically the normal Call of Duty, which is 6v6 or whatever the game mode is, and then you have I forget what they all are. I think it's assault pacing, and that bumps it up to like I think 8v8 for like a normal game mode. There's
Okay.
just more people, and then there's blitz pacing, which is bananas, which bumps things up to like 12v12 or like 24 people
Oh, so there's a lot of
in the
people running
game.
around. Yeah.
And a lot of the issue with that is not every map is very large. It can hold 12v12,
Oh, okay.
so
So
it
you're just
cannot
running
be
into
very
motherfuckers,
fun.
huh?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see. I play Search and Destroy, so it's not as bad.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you just spawn, you have one life or whatever. But like, I can't imagine Blitz like normal map, but like the Blitz pacing, because like it would be chaos. You probably couldn't spawn. You'd be dead.
Just immediately.
You know, you
Especially
probably
with how
get
quick you
dogs.
die in Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, and that's a big issue that I have with
It's
like
been my
playing
biggest
normal.
issue with COD for
Then
forever now.
this is even worse.
Yeah.
The time to kill is split second.
It's interesting because first getting into Call of Duty was when Halo was super big, right? When Halo 3 was super big, and then Modern Warfare came out, the original.
Mhm.
And it's just so it was always so weird for me to switch over from Halo and then go to Call of Duty, because Halo it takes a while for you to die, and then Call of Duty you're dead like instantly, and I've always just hated that about COD.
For me, it's because I've played so many. There are like games that do it quicker and do it better and stuff. Like it
Yeah.
isn't just like you looking dead. Like you will have a second to like react, but
COD.
this
I
game,
think Chris Raygun just posted something about this with he was playing Vanguard and he was just like, oh hey wait, I'm gonna shoot you. Oh
yeah, yeah.
Oh
The STG, which was always been one of the best like guns in the World War II, that and like the MP40 are just like OP,
too much.
and you get them immediately. So you don't need any gun in this game. Like you just get them immediately. The
It's
two
like those
best guns in the
fucking
game.
shotguns in Modern Warfare 2. You remember these?
Do you remember the model 1887
That was it, yeah.
Akimbo?
Oh,
And
man.
you're just-
Everybody had them at the time.
It got
I think
so
they nerfed
bad.
them eventually,
Yep.
but like,
Yep.
yeah, at the time, it just where everyone on the map running around with these two shotguns, and they're pretty much just fucking snipers.
Yeah, it got
you could be
so
across a
bad with
field
that.
and still get them with those shotguns.
Because you just shoot two of them and they're dead.
Dead.
Yeah, I like the multiplayer. I haven't played like a ton, so I haven't really gotten to experience a ton of the maps. But I will shout out to Sledgehammer. Like they haven't made the best Call of Duty. Like this is kind of a middling Call of Duty, I would say. But they launched with a lot of maps. I don't know the quality of them all because I haven't played them all. But
I saw some of the remastered ones from World at War. That was
Oh, I haven't gotten to.
Oh,
any
you
of
haven't
them.
seen those? Yeah. There's a couple.
No.
I really like World at War, so it was.
I
Cool
mean,
to
that's one of
see.
my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool to see those maps kind of.
I have to go look into that.
Yeah, you should go play them because
Yeah, or at least go run around them.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, they had like a different style to them to fit more of this theme, but yeah,
I need to check that out.
It was cool, yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna look into that. I did not know that, but they launched with 20 maps, which like that's a lot for a Call of Duty. Call of Duty does not. Yeah. Call of Duty does not.
How many do they typically?
I mean, Modern Warfare, the reboot, had a lot as well. I think Cold War only had 12.
Really? Okay. I wonder if Modern Warfare also remastered some from the original Modern Warfare.
They also had like I think slightly different versions as well, but for the most part, they had kind of more than normal. But yeah, they have 20 maps, which is a lot
good
of
amount.
Maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is prop hunt in this game?
I haven't looked into too much of the game modes.
Okay. Because I think they started prop hunt. Or I think prop hunt was a mod originally on one of them, but I know World War II was the one where I played a ton of prop hunt, and
I never played that.
That mode is so funny. It's.
I mean, I like Gmod prop hunt, so like I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. I mean, if you don't know what prop hunt is, you become like a prop, like a fucking telephone pole or some shit.
A
barrel, anything, and then you try to hide, and then the team has to run around and try to find you as the prop and shoot you. It's a very fun mode. It's just like hide and seek.
Yeah, I should look into more. I should play more tonight actually. And then I have not played Zombies.
Oh yeah, I know that Zombies is in this one. Yeah.
And it's Treyarch made it as well. This isn't Sledgehammer made.
That's good.
But I've seen reviews that are not happy with the change.
No.
Because last week I talked about they had like some like pre-launch stuff that we talked about last week, and they kind of changed how it's not just completely round based anymore. Like you're doing objectives in the zombie mode. Okay. And apparently people are not happy with that.
That sounds interesting. I haven't played Zombies myself in a while, so I probably haven't checked it out since like I don't know, what would be the one that did it after Black Ops?
I mean, every Black Ops has had them.
Every Black Ops had them? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it might have been Black Ops was the last one I touched Zombies in. So
yeah, that would have been like the President's one. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember that. See, I think I played one after that. So whatever one had.
Maybe Black Ops 3?
Yeah, maybe Black Ops 3, something like that. I never played Black Ops 2, so I don't think it would be that one. But yeah, I used to really like Zombies, especially when it first started.
World at War.
Yeah, the World at War Zombies mode was so fun. I remember me and my friends having such a good time with that.
That was the best. I loved World at War Zombies. World at War, shout out to World at War.
My favorite COD, honestly. The more I think about it, like
it's my second favorite COD.
What's your first?
It's Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare, okay.
Yeah, and then probably World at War. But yeah, it's a great Call of Duty. I think I shouldn't say it's a great Call of Duty. It's a middling Call of Duty, but I still think that there's some value to it.
Not Ghost level bad, but not Modern Warfare level good.
Yeah, definitely.
Middle there, yeah.
Yeah, which I think is where World War II sits as well for me. I don't know. Sledgehammer. I hope that this does good for them because I don't want to see like them anything negative to happen to them.
Personally, I'd like if they went and made something else. You know.
Yeah,
I'd like if you just. I understand they have to make the Call of Duties, but like, I'd prefer if they just kept it with Infinity War and Treyarch.
See, I in my head, I don't want that because I want those two teams to have more time to make each game.
Sure.
And so I don't want like them to just be Sledgehammer just to be a support team for them because like
I would prefer them just try to make
I'd be
their
fine
own IP,
with,
but
yeah, I'd be fine with a new Black Ops every 3 years, a new Modern Warfare every 3 years, and then a new Vanguard.
The problem is that you guys got to put out a fucking COD every year, you know? maybe a year off here and there wouldn't be too bad.
I defend Call of Duty because like they do have different teams every year.
I think they're quality games. I just think the yearly thing needs to stop. I just think it's just
maybe.
It's been 15 years at this point, right? With the yearly releases,
I think 14, but yeah.
14, whatever. That's so long, man.
I'm personally fine with it. It does not bother me. I don't mind paying the $60 for the experience I get, and I don't even play it as much as I used to. You know, like I used to play so much, but like I like playing the campaigns. I like having a nice. We don't get enough first-person shooter campaigns. The fact that Call of Duty's still doing that and it's this high quality, like compared to other games, like I'm fine with getting this every year.
Sure.
And it getting different teams every year. Any other questions for Call of Duty?
No, pretty good on it.
Okay. Then I played some more Metroid. I finally gotten back to Metroid. I think I'm about halfway through now. I killed the yellow Emmy, which I think that there's 3 more Emmys. I think there's 7 in total. I think, if I remember correctly. So I killed the yellow one. I beat the boss Kraid,
Ooh,
who is a
badass
classic.
name.
Yeah, he's a boss that's always around in Metroid. He's like this
Great.
big. You've probably seen him in Smash. He's that big like dude in the background. I forget what map it was.
Oh, he's
There's
on
like
the map.
that.
Okay.
I think he was on one of the maps.
He's not like that dragon-looking thing that everyone likes.
No, that's Ripley.
Ripley. Okay.
But he is like this big monster-looking thing.
Okay.
Yes, he's in one of the Smash maps, and I don't remember what Smash it was either. But I just beat him. His fight was very interesting, and man, they make Samus look so cool. Like she's a badass in this game.
Yeah.
Like the fight, like she walks up to Kraid, and like that whole Kraid fight makes her look so cool. Like she just does not care. She's ready to beat this dude up.
Yeah, I like how cinematic this game is. When
yes,
I mean I haven't played it. I just seen gameplay and stuff. But like when they do the close-up images of Samus and stuff like that, like
there's a
really
lot of cool
yeah.
cinematic.
Got a very cool style to it. This game.
Mm-hmm. I'm liking the game a lot. I think it's a little too aimless. I think a lot of the problems I have with this game, for the most part, have been solved in like indie Metroidvanias. I think that they need to take some look at what the genre has been since Metroid is gone.
Sure.
I feel like they haven't really done that. I feel like the big innovative thing in this game is something I haven't liked very much, which is the Emmy sections. I don't like running around dying trying to figure out where I have to go to get through their section.
Yeah.
I think that's not fun. Like
it doesn't sound fun.
No, and you die. Like there is a way to counter their moves, and you get two chances to do it. It's pretty difficult. It's very random at what points you can counter, but it's not fun. You just instantly you're dead. They catch you dead basically, and the funnest part for a Metroidvania is the exploration, seeing this cool interconnected map and finding shortcuts and stuff, getting new abilities, and then you can finally get to this point. But then there are these Emmy sections that you have to rush through, rush through it, get out of here so you can go and find the weapon to kill them, and then you can come back and kill them.
So what, you don't really get a good chance to learn like the map and stuff and like where you're going?
You do. You just got to be quick, and it's just not fun to me. Like I feel like I'd rather like each section, like you learn this section, and then right towards the end of it, once you learn this section, it pops out, and then you have to fight it. When you already know this area, you'll go into a new area, and it's a new Emmy, and you don't even know this area yet.
Gotcha.
You're just trying to run from it. But I like the fact that they're hunting you. I think that's a cool thing. I just think that need to work on that, but they probably won't have this mechanic in the next Metroid. Other than that, my only like weird gripe is there's a counter move in this game, which I know they had in Samus Returns, and there's just too much of a reliance on the counter. Like every enemy can be countered, like basic enemy. The bosses have counter things that you could do, and there's just too much of a reliance on this counter. Like I like it being just a move that you could do, but it feels like if you're not using this counter, I don't know what you're doing. Like,
how's like the platforming in this game?
It generally feels good. I have a problem with how she jumps.
Yeah, I know a lot of people got a problem with the double jump, huh?
Yes, and it's also like if you're just jumping, like she just jumps. But if you're moving it at all, she's jumping at angles.
Okay.
And I don't like any of that.
Let far, me like, have the angle when you jump.
I feel like when you're starting to get her moving and jumping, I feel like maybe it's just because I've only played a couple of Metroids, but it does not feel like I'm in control sometimes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like I feel like this isn't the jump I want. I did not want an angle jump because now I just missed a jump or something. I missed a platform, right? I think they need to mess with those controls a little bit better. Like I played Ori last year, one of the best games last year, one of the best Metroidvanias probably ever, at least up there with Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night. But that game just feels so smooth to jump.
Okay.
Like Ori just feels great to platform.
Right.
It really does. I think that they just need to focus on her jumping. But the platforming overall feels good. Like I like some of the puzzles. You get a lot of cool upgrades in the game. I have like a try shot now, which is really cool. It just makes you feel more powerful. Yeah, I really like the game so far. I'm curious to see where it goes and how more cinematic it could be. You know, get more big bosses because I haven't fought a ton of big bosses yet, to be honest. I'm
Interesting.
sure
I
there
thought
are
that was
more.
kind of the point.
I fought basically maybe 3 bosses so far. There's like a very intro boss. There's this other boss with a tail, maybe you've seen, and then Kraid.
Okay.
Those are really like the only main bosses. Then you have the Emmys. I mean, the Emmys are basically bosses as well, so you can kind of consider those bosses. And I've
So what,
killed.
like halfway through it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
so.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
hoping to
curious
beat it
about
this
the
week.
game. I'll pick it up at some point, someday. You know, I don't. Maybe I'll wait for it to be on sale or something. Well, it is Nintendo, so maybe it won't ever be on sale. But
Yeah,
I'm sure at some point I can find it for like $30 or $40. But
I mean, you don't really like this genre, and I don't know
no,
if
I
this
don't.
game.
This
You don't
probably
like
isn't
this
the one I
genre?
should fuck with, huh? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I
I'm
would
curious.
honestly
I'm gonna
wouldn't.
try Ori when I get my Xbox.
I would
I'm gonna-
recommend Ori.
Yeah, I'm gonna try those
Just
first.
play Will of the Wisps. I wouldn't even like the first one's good. The combat doesn't feel great.
Okay.
And the way they do saving in the first game's a little weird. But I would just recommend Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Just play that game.
Okay. Cool.
And then the last game I checked out last night, just for a very little bit. I played like an hour, so not much. I did the intro, and then a little bit after that was Forza Horizon 5. I checked it out.
Highest reviewed game of the year.
The highest reviewed, potentially the first time ever a car game could like get Game of the Year, which is insane.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I'm sure this is due to Game Pass, but a lot more gamers are like playing this game than you'd expect, right?
And onto that, Phil Spencer said like this is one of the biggest first party launches ever.
Yeah,
which is
something like it
insane.
had like 4.5 million people playing on the first day or whatever.
Yeah,
so that's
it's
crazy.
probably only more now.
Yeah,
like this game is massive, I think, and
definitely.
I think this is like just the tip of the iceberg with like first party and coming to Game Pass. You know,
for sure.
Like Halo's coming out soon. And
yeah,
then
did Forza
next year-
Horizon 4 launch on Game Pass? Was that a thing back when that came out? Because I just don't remember any Forza launch being this big. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't
feels like
remember now.
everyone's playing Forza Horizon 5 right now when like typically it's just racing fans. You know?
Yeah. The one thing I want to say, so when you're making like your character, you're doing like the intro stuff, and then cars are dropping out. You're like driving. They're showing like different vehicles and stuff, and then you make your character or whatever. Because like I have my name attached to my gamer tag and all that. There was no name selection. They're like, "Hey, it's Daniel," and they keep saying my name all of the time.
They say Daniel, or really?
They say Daniel, like, and I think that's part of like the character creator. Like, they have like a bunch of names that they just can say.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
They have like a whole
They're
list.
like pre-built in to say those names.
Pre-built in.
I wonder if Connor's in there.
I would probably. You have a pretty popular name, so
yeah,
I would say probably.
Connor's got more and more popular. One game did this before, and they didn't have Connor. It was forever ago. I can't remember what game it is, but
it was just weird. Like, I didn't select it, I didn't expect it, but they're just constantly saying, "Hey, Daniel, you're doing this," or
whatever.
whatever.
Who's talking to me?
The fact that a game's talking to me, it's so funny.
That's awesome.
But I have 2 goals in this game.
Yeah.
Goal number 1 completed in this first hour. Okay. Get in
race?
McLaren. Get a McLaren.
That's what you wanted, yeah.
One in a McLaren.
Is this your first Forza game?
Well, I installed 4, and I just like I think I had like booted it up and just never ended up playing it. But
Okay. Yeah, because I
speaking
played a
of
really
that-
good amount of 2, and I haven't touched one since, so I'm excited to jump into this.
Speaking of like logging into 4, I got the way I got the McLaren was a gift from the game. They just gifted me, and I think it was because I had logged into 4,
Did they just
and they just
know?
gifted me a McLaren.
They just
I'm
know
like,
you wanted a McLaren really badly.
They
yeah.
knew it. They
Yeah.
knew it. They knew I wanted a McLaren. So I got a McLaren. I changed the color to blue. Maybe Sims could edit my blue image car here that I put in the Discord.
Just constantly. Let's just have the car sitting over your head now from
Cool.
now on. Yeah.
I don't know if did you see that picture? Did you see
No,
the
I didn't look at it yet.
Yeah, go
Maybe I
after
did.
this. Go look at the Discord.
Okay.
And then my second goal is to get the Aston Martin. I think it's like DB8 or something. I forget the exact name of it. DK8 or something like that, or whatever. It is the James Bond car, which is in the game. I didn't know it was in the game. I was talking to Chris, friend of the show, was talking to Chris, and he started playing it last week when they had the early access, and I was like, those are my two goals. I told him that was the McLaren and get the Aston Martin, and I wasn't positive that it was even in the game, and it is in the game, and I'm so excited that it's in the game, but I have to like earn a bunch of credits. So
I get it, yeah.
that's
That'll
my
be
goal.
your goal, yeah.
Get
Do you
that
think this
Aston
is
Martin.
something you'll stick with and, like, you know, essentially beat it? I don't know how you beat these games,
I
but
think there's a story.
is there? Okay, so there's like a
Yeah.
campaign main path type
Yeah.
thing going on. Okay, sure.
I think you have to like
how it
do
was
other
in two.
things, but
Yeah.
there is a campaign.
So
I
do you
don't know if
plan
I'm
on
gonna
beating
beat
it? Yeah. It's just
I
it
don't-
depends how much it hooks me, right? You know, like I can't wait to
Yeah.
play it, but I don't know if it's gonna like. I'm not the biggest racing fan there is, so
Me neither.
I don't know if it's gonna just like hook me immediately and I'll be addicted to it until I beat it, or if it's just one of those things I'll just pop in and out of.
Yeah, I doubt I'd beat it, but especially with GTA coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this game is the best looking game I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay of it. Holy shit,
best
does
looking
it
game
look
I've ever seen.
incredible, right?
Oh my god. And this makes me so excited to see what the other team is doing with Fable. If they're using this engine and this tech that they're using and making an open world game look like this, unreal.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom an open world RPG that looks like this.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. Like, see, you know, what
Yeah.
their open world talents carry over into another Fable game. You know, I can't wait to see what they're building with that.
Yeah, I mean, and this is basically a open world RPG.
No,
Like,
they're
you're
very
getting-
good open world games, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
you're getting
surprising how like
skills.
well structured the open world is in these games.
Yeah, you're leveling up, and like as you use a car, you're getting skills. So like before I got the McLaren, I was using this Corvette, which you get like basic at the beginning of the game, and I leveled it up and got one perk, and it was just like it gave you credits, and that was like the only perk. That was like the very first perk you get for that car. But then you can get like up to I think it was like 15 perks per car or something, and I guess they just slightly boost things, maybe help with your brakes or something. Not including all the tweaking you could do. This is just like an RPG thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna get in there and tweak everything. That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm
not
looking
my
to do.
thing either. I'm just not a car guy either, so it's just.
I love cars
Oh,
from
do
a
you?
distance,
Okay.
from a distance generally,
Sure,
because like I hate my car, and if you know me in real life, I hate driving.
I do too.
I hate it.
I can't
hate
stand driving. I can't stand my car either. I'm right there.
I
with
work
you.
up the road, and I don't even want to do that. So
It's too much.
I literally,
Too
it's
much.
2 minutes from where I live,
Oh,
and I
man.
don't want to do
My
that.
dream is to be rich enough to hire a driver.
Yes, that's always been my dream
That's
too.
always what I've wanted, man.
I've
hate
always
driving.
wanted that. I hate it, but I love cars weirdly, and I'm very excited to keep playing. I haven't really like gotten too much music. They played some Foo Fighters.
You would think
Like,
music would
cool.
just be playing all the time, no?
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't noticed that a lot of it's been like the intro has specific music. I haven't gotten like a lot of radio play,
Gotcha.
like
Okay.
open world radio play. I'm waiting to kind of get some of that. I did get a Foo Fighters song, which I love the Foo Fighters. That was not what I was looking for. I was hoping we'd get, especially with playing Far Cry 6, I was hoping to get way more that Latin flavor, and I think that Far Cry did an amazing job with that. So
Right.
I hope there's a lot of Latin music in this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm much more interested in these more arcadey racing games than I am like the actual Forza, the motorsport ones. I'll never touch that. You know, same thing with like Gran Turismo. I'll never touch that. You know what I mean? But like when you get arcadey and fun like Forza Horizon games, I'm really
Yeah,
into
because
that.
I'll say this is more. This might sound weird. This is more of a driving game,
Yeah,
not a racing game.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and there's a big difference there. Like,
Sure. Much more about fun than it is
Exactly.
hardcore racing. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
get an
exactly.
open playground, right?
Yeah.
I haven't really experienced a ton of like the different like areas yet. You do get some of that in like that intro section where you're bouncing between cars, but just going and exploring like the different areas, like I'm excited to see, especially with how beautiful this game is.
Definitely. All right. Is that all you've been playing?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, are you excited for GTA 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited. Comes out today.
You're hopping into 3 right away?
That'll be the first one I play. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be not be till the weekend that I play it, but
I
I'm
want to jump
definitely
into 3 right away, just to go through them all, you know, like chronologically, but Vice City's calling my name. That nostalgia for Vice City that I have. I don't really have nostalgia for 3 that much, and San Andreas I've only played at like friend's house and stuff, but Vice City is the one for me where I'm just like, ooh, I think I'm going to pop in there first.
Yeah, we I guess we didn't talk about it in the news. So not every we talked about this last week. We were questioning the songs and stuff. We've been questioning since they've announced it. So I guess not every song is coming back, but most of them. So I think how they're doing it is basically the new versions of the game, like that you could have downloaded before. They've had songs taken away already as well.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be those versions. So whatever songs are there, and I think they're even adding songs.
Yeah,
I
I know something's up
IGN
with the music. People can't tell like what's in it, what's not, but I guess they'll find out
think
today, right?
Yeah, I think IGN has a whole list. I think Nick had put it in our Discord chat.
I know
Like
there's some songs like everyone thought was missing, but they're actually there or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Weird.
something's up with the music. I'm not sure, but it's the music. The music is a big deal, but it's not like the biggest deal. I don't think.
And I know that I saw an article today that there's a few cheats that they couldn't do because it would kind of break the game
Sure.
in a more modern thing. But they kept a lot of the cheats, so a lot of the
That's
cheats are still there. But there's a couple, so I'm sure IGN has another article, a list of cheats, because I love their guides. They have all of these lists of cheats and stuff. So
Okay.
you're gonna look to do that. I would look up IGN's new guide probably.
Yeah, I remember I used to have the just like papers, GTA cheats laying around my house for GTA 4. Yeah, because I didn't have a printer, so I remember going to the library and printing them out from there. And they're probably still around here somewhere. Honestly, those GTA 4 cheats.
It would be amazing if you still have
them. Honestly, like I probably have them in a folder somewhere or something.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, very fun. All right, well, we're getting kind of late here. I know we wanted to do our video game museum thing, but probably better save that for next week when Sims is here.
Yeah.
So
we'll wait.
Then. Okay, cool. So that'll do it for episode 91
or 92
of the Nerdic Gods Podcast. Getting close to 100. 8 more weeks.
Yeah, we're almost there. 2 weeks.
All right, well,
hopefully 2 months. 2 weeks, 2 months.
Hopefully Sims will be back next week. Please subscribe to our channel. Also, subscribe to us on audio platforms. You can catch us over there. Give us those 5-star reviews. That'd be very nice of you.
That's maybe a thumbs up or something, or
thumbs
a comment.
Up,
I don't know.
You can't dislike us anymore, apparently.
There's no more I guess you can, but you can't see it. You don't know how many dislikes
we'll never know. You can go ahead and dislike it. We won't know. So those random 2 dislikes we always get, no more.
No. I can see it in the background.
Oh, you can't see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will not take a part of that.
The fans cannot see it.
No more negativity for me,
yeah. That's going to stop all negativity. Did you know that?
Yeah, that'll do it. This will solve world peace,
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.